this guy. They never seen no one like you. You know why? Because there is no one like you. You're gonna knock this guy's block off. I don't care that you're a vegan. You're gonna eat this guy alive.
Get him back into the ring. Don't worry, I'll be splendid.
Fight! It's time!
في عالم البوكس الضربة اللي ما تقتلش مش ديما تقوي، وهذه بالضبط كانت حالة تايسون بعد هزيمته ضد لينوكس لويس في 2002. الخسارة وخاصة الطريقة اللي طاح بها كاو أثروا برشا في مايك تايسون اللي ما عادش لاهي بروحه وباللياقة البدنية متاعه، والنتيجة زيادة في الوزن وثقل في الحركة فوق الرينج. وللأسباب هذه محبي تايسون والمهتمين بالملاكمة ما كانوش متفائلين بإمكانية عودة تايسون للانتصارات. وأول موعد عاود طلع فيه تايسون على الرينج بعد هزيمته ضد لويس كان يوم 22 فيفري 2003. تايسون ظهر على الرينج بلوك جديد وبتاتواج كبير في الجانب اليسار من وجهه، واللوك الجديد ما كانش المفاجأة الوحيدة في السهرة، لكن الفورمة الكبيرة والقوة اللي رجع بيهم تايسون فاجئوا أكثر من شكله، لأنه منافسه كليفورد إتيان ما تحملش لكمات تايسون لأكثر من دقيقة، ونجم نقولوا إنه البارتي وفات قبل ما تبدأ.
Right here in Memphis. There he is, Clifford ATN. He's a guy who's very aggressive, and we'll see how aggressive he's going to be with Mike Tyson in the early going. If all predictions are true, it should be fast and furious in the early going. Here we go. ATN right across the ring. Neither guy has thrown a punch yet. ATN reaches out with the left hand. Mike on top and bangs him with the left hook right away. ATN bends over, then hangs on and walks him back and falls towards Mike Tyson. And time is called. Now Bill Clancy, the referee, will talk to ATN about making it sloppy. They want to keep it clean, and he dusts the gloves off of Mike Tyson as well. ATN wants to be assured he established with Mike Tyson that he's not afraid of him. Mike showing nice head movement and rolling a little bit. He bangs Mike inside with the right hand. Wow, the right hand is Etienne. Etienne tries to catch him. Tyson ties him up now, Etienne hanging on. And the referee, Bill Clancy, able to separate the two. Good instructions given by the ref in the early going. Mike gets him with the right hand and Etienne is down.
بعد الربح هذايا غاب تايسون لمدة عام ونص ورجع للماتشوات نهار 30 جويلية 2004، والمرة هذه المباراة جمعته بالملاكم الأنجليزي داني ويليامز، والتفاصيل نشوفوها في كاو.
To Freedom Hall here in the beautiful city of Louisville, Kentucky. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in a heavyweight special attraction. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Louisville, Kentucky, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, on my left, he is fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring, wearing white trunks with red trim, and joining us from London, England. He weighed in at 265 pounds. His record stands at 31 wins, 3 losses, with 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former British and British Commonwealth heavyweight champion, introducing Danny Williams. across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, really needing no introduction the world over. Entering the ring, wearing his traditional black trunks and hailing from Catskill, New York. His record, 50 wins, 4 losses, 2 no contests, with 44 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked the number 8 heavyweight by the WBC. Tonight, he is making his return to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Please welcome the one and only Iron Mike Tyson. Once again, a referee in charge, Dennis Alfred, now to give instructions, 10 rounds of boxing schedule.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing rooms. I expect a good, clean bout. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. You're good about here, you're good here. Y'all have any questions? Touch them up. Let's go to work.
Certainly the calmest we've seen Mike Tyson before a fight. For the record, 22 of Tyson's 44 knockouts in round 1, including his last fight, 49 seconds in. His fastest knockout, 30 seconds in, against Marvis Frazier almost exactly 18 years ago, July 26th of 1986. There's the bell. We're underway. And Danny Williams goes right in and looks to trade. And that could be a huge mistake. Tyson going right to the body.
Look out, guys. Good clean break.
Williams would like to keep him off with the jab and land that right hand behind it. And of course, the uppercut, again, something to look for from Williams. And he wants to tie Tyson up on the inside. They've been working on that. We'll see how effectively he can do it.
Once again, Tyson really belting to the midsection. Being cautioned by the third man of the ring, Dennis Alfred, to keep the punches up. These are vicious punches by Tyson.
Tyson's working well on the inside. Now, Dennis Alfred, we pointed out, he's been a referee for 25 years. But he's never had a world championship fight. He's never been in a fight of this magnitude. And boy, referees are tested in Mike Tyson fights for a variety of reasons.
Danny Williams, no stranger to fouling. He just used his elbow. He's been cited for low blows in a couple of fights back in England. Tyson digging to the body. Left hook to the jaw. Another left hook upstairs. A left uppercut staggers Williams. Holds on for dear life. Williams in trouble in the early going.
Williams came out and did what he told us he was going to do, fight on the inside, and that was a bad mistake. And it cost him.
That is not the way to fight Mike Tyson. And he's learning that the hard way.
Now, Danny Williams has still standing.
Look at these
He's
shots.
still standing.
3 in a row. 2 to the body. A third one to the chin. All left hands by Mike Tyson. Will Williams get out of the first round? Already he has been wobbled.
You know, Freddie Roach has to like this. Even though it looks like he's hurting Williams early, he's doing it the way Roach wants him to. Throwing good combinations on the inside and tremendously good left hooks. Those are very, something happened to Tyson.
He may have gotten a low blow, but he is digging in. Left uppercut to the chin after a series of blows to the midsection. Looking to end it with 19 seconds left in the opening round. But something's keeping Danny Williams up. He is taking some kind of punishment here.
10 seconds.
Another left hook, partially blocked by Williams. That one got through, then to the belly.
Mike, keep him up.
Oh, Tyson.
That's the hardest 3 minutes out of the way. Take your shield on it. Watch the shield. Watch the shield and relax. Now listen. Relax. Danny, listen, concentrate. He's already blowing, son. You wobbled him in that round. Now listen, Dan. You've got to use your jab. Listen to what I'm telling you. Keep your hands up high, keep your chin down, and use your jab. Okay, Dan? Keep your hands.
Danny Williams laying on the inside with Mike Tyson. Now he will, I think, throw an uppercut here. Yes, and when he throws the uppercut, Tyson counters with the left hook. Freddie Roach told us that was going to happen. That was their way of dealing with it, and then it was the Tyson uppercut that would add to the problems of Danny Williams. So Freddie Roach was prophetic. Later on, again, Tyson ripping shots to the body, throwing those tremendous left hooks with great leverage and the uppercut. So his uppercut has been more effective than Danny Williams.
His left knee at some point during the first round, which is why he grimaced. Remember that? Anyway, round two. Coming off complete dominance by Tyson in round one.
We saw in that last round something that I think is a good sign for Mike Tyson. Bodes well for the future. He countered beautifully for that uppercut with the left hook, just like he and Roach have worked on. So he's thinking in that ring, not just throwing wild punches.
Williams has to stay on the outside and use the jab. He only threw 11 jabs in round one. Tyson threw 25 jabs.
Come on now, I got you. Break clean.
Now, Danny Williams told us he wants to take this fight to the 4th or 5th or 6th round, but the problem is if you take this much punishment, can you sustain to that point, and what will you have left yourself? He's hoping Tyson will tire himself out.
There's a good left hook upstairs out of nowhere by Danny Williams.
Keep them up, guys, both of you.
Both of them have been shooting low blows.
I mean, both of them, keep them up.
Now, if you ask me, should Williams be throwing left hooks? I say no, because you get countered, and yet that left hook stunned Tyson for a moment.
A right and a left, right upstairs, left to the body by Mike Tyson.
I think Danny Williams has already answered the question of whether he has heart.
Yep.
That part he's answered.
Don't push him off.
Williams' best punch is the right uppercut, but Tyson will look to counter that with the overhand right or the left hook.
Break out.
But Danny Williams, for the most part, has been wide open. His elbows are high, and he's allowed Mike Tyson inside to the body.
There's the jab of Williams, and when he throws it, he's able to get that punch in. But he's leaning into Tyson a lot, and that's giving Mike Tyson a chance to land those shots.
Now some head movement by Tyson, ripping uppercuts to the chin. Now back comes Williams with a left-right combination.
And that was the uppercut by Williams. He's ripping those shots.
Pushing Tyson back. It's competitive now. An extremely game Danny Williams, hearing it from the crowd.
He is fighting the wrong fight, but somehow he's hanging in there.
He is trading with Mike Tyson when you should be working from the outside and throwing the jab, tying him up, pushing him back, using your strength.
But he has landed some very good shots in there, and in this round did as well. Can he sustain that, and can Tyson sustain?
Final seconds of round two.
Deep breath, Mike. One more. Good job. Take a rinse. Swallow that. Don't lean the middle. Okay? Mike.
Back in round one, we saw Mike Tyson for a moment wobble. And we have theorized and been told that there's a possibility that he twisted his knee. And you see him touch that knee. Something happened when he moved backwards. So it's conceivable he has some kind of injury. Now, in the last round, on the inside, both men whacking away. Williams ripping shots to the body and the head, and Tyson, of course, landing his share on the inside. Just a great sequence on the inside, and the body work of Williams, pretty impressive there as well. And Danny Williams' body work now.
Round three scheduled for 10. Tyson, who had Williams in trouble in the opening round, and Williams gets to round 3. More pressure here from Tyson, but Williams with a left uppercut to the body. Williams fighting off the ropes successfully.
You know, a key element of this is the body work of Williams. He is really making an impact.
There's some blood on the head of Danny Williams now, outside the right arm.
1 point, late blow, stay in that corner. 1 point, late punch. 1 point, late punch. That's it. Still time. Stop. Doctor. Needs a doctor. Where's the doctor? They're right here, Mike. Come look at your eye.
Mike Tyson is cut over the right eye, and they're having a hard time getting the doctor in the ring. Finally, he's there. We're going to try and find out who the point was deducted from.
What? No, not intentional. Not intentional. It was not intentional.
So now Dennis Alford is saying it was a non-intentional late punch thrown by Danny Williams.
Well, he took a point away for something.
And here comes Tyson.
I think the clash of heads was
let's be clean. Danny or Holden
created the cut, and he's saying that's not intentional. The point was deducted for a late punch from someone, but Alford didn't indicate exactly who.
So confusion reigns here in round 3. Again, the body shots by Danny Williams.
Neutral corner. Low blow. Point.
Now a point being taken away from Danny Williams for a low blow.
Low blow. Point.
Well, we know that's taken away from Williams. We don't know who the point was taken away for the late punch. I guess late after they were broken.
The referee never said who that point was taken away from.
We said the referee might be a factor in this fight, and guess what? He is.
Well, Tyson will hope to take matters into his own hands, but Danny Williams is standing up to him. Tyson just missing with that overhand right. Now we're being told that both deductions were against Danny Williams, which we had first thought, but weren't sure. Oh, a left hook to the neck by Mike Tyson. This is a vicious exchange. Williams coming back again with an overhand right. Missing with the left. There's a right hand by Williams. Pushes Tyson back. They continue to trade. Tremendous action.
Using the forearm. Box.
Another warning for using the forearm by Dennis Alford to Danny Williams. But man, he has shown some heart here, and he and Tyson have put on a great show over the first several rounds.
10 seconds.
Oh, what a left hand that sent Williams off balance. And then Tyson just missing at the bell.
Nice deep breath, Mike. Go on. All right, Mike.
Look at that fight right there.
He's fine. Let me
the doctor. Let me take a look at it.
I'll throw him out. See, can I keep the pressure on?
Yep.
Deep breath, Mike.
We see how Mike Tyson on the inside getting nailed with some big shots, throwing his own left hooks downstairs. This kind of excellent inside action. Both men, interestingly, committed to body work early in this fight and throwing body shots with great leverage and great conviction. And if you would have told me beforehand that Danny Williams would have been able to hang in there fighting this kind of fight, even to this point, I would have never.
Both have cuts. You see the cut around the right eye of Mike Tyson. I don't think the blood is going into his eye as we had a round 4.
And we've now gotten a clarification. 2 points were taken away from Danny Williams. One for an elbow and one for a low blow. So he lost 2 points in that last round.
Tyson pours it on. Oh, a big right hand by Tyson to the head.
And a left hook by Williams at the same time. So both men are landing bombs.
Some resounding shots by Tyson. Now Williams going back to the jab. Tyson answers with a jab of his own. Tyson trying to land with that uppercut. And now Williams hangs on. And hearing it again from the crowd. Tyson missing with a left hook attempt. Big right hand, a straight right by Tyson, but it was on in the chest. And back comes Williams.
We are in the 4th round, and that is exactly where Williams claimed he needed to get this fight. We asked him, what constitutes the later rounds for you? There's that uppercut. He said the 4th round is the later rounds. That's when I could start to take over. We'll see.
We'll see what kind of condition Mike Tyson is in. Well, you know who the crowd wants.
Let's remember that Williams is at 265, his heaviest weight ever, so that puts his conditioning into question.
Tyson's pace has slowed with a minute to go in the 4th. He doesn't look like the same guy in the first 3 rounds.
And there was a jab straight right hand by Williams.
He's trying to just end it on one punch right now. Williams knows it, and he throws combinations. He looks the sharper of the two and the fresher of the two, Danny Williams.
And Mike Tyson's punches are getting wider, and he's relying more on that winging right hand as opposed to the punches with leverage. And look at Williams now pushing him off.
A la Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, and he's having his way. Firing shots. Tyson in some difficulty here in round 4. Big right hand by Danny. Oh, that one got him. Off the ropes and down to the canvas. It's Mike Tyson.
10.
It's over! Danny Williams has upset Mike Tyson in round 4. Or has he? Can you call it an upset?
In an improbable way, Danny Williams did it, and did it with style. He fought in a way that I don't think anybody thought he could beat Mike Tyson. He said, if I get him to the 4th round, I can beat him, and his prediction turned out to be true. And how about this? Guess what? His plan was a little better than mine, wasn't it? He got on the inside, and he was able to sustain against Mike Tyson. He was able to land both body shots and uppercuts.
Mike, you can do this, baby. This is your word.
While some may call it an upset, some may not. Highly improbable. Danny Williams, who has fought mid-level competition, comes in and knocks out Mike Tyson.
And we'll see how he did it. Tyson was in some trouble and tired at this point. And how about the combination punching with Williams? And again, mixing in the body shots, the uppercut, which is a superb punch for him. Mike Tyson had no answer. And once Williams put him down, there was very little sign that Tyson was going to get up. He did finally struggle up after what appeared to be a pretty long count. And as he laid against these ropes, we might finally say that we've seen the end of the road for Mike Tyson. And this delayed the count even more as Danny Williams took a while to get to his corner. And still, though Tyson made an effort to get up, he didn't beat the count.
A disastrous night for Mike Tyson. Disastrous.
And this was an exciting heavyweight fight. That's exactly what it turned into. Williams hurt early, as you see, coming back to win this fight. The combinations here are what is really pretty impressive. And how about the way he's mixing his attack to the body and the head? And we talked in advance of that uppercut. You knew that punch was effective for Danny Williams, and he showed Tyson that it was. That right hand from Tyson was the last sign of offense that he would show in this fight.
Tyson manhandled, looked like a rag doll at the end. How about that look on his face?
A surprise that Danny Williams was able to hang in there till the fourth round and get it done.
Man, last time I saw that face was against Buster Douglas. Maybe Lennox Lewis.
We see the work by Danny Williams. That uppercut, it was his key to winning this fight, and it turned out the body work was as well. And Tyson really tired in the fourth round. He started to get a little bit fatigued. He had thrown what he could throw early in the fight, had Williams hurt, but here, Danny Williams just throwing combination, punch after punch. Tyson without a defense, and you see the reason he can do this to Tyson is instead of throwing left hooks that are going to miss, he throws effective uppercuts. That's the punch you have to use against Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis used it. Danny Williams came in with that punch in his arsenal, and it's what allowed him to get the job done. That and the fact that Mike Tyson just got tired in the fourth round.
Yeah, he just flat fatigued. You could see it. It was obvious. He was flat-footed. And then he got pummeled to the deck. And the look of resignation on Mike Tyson's face tells it all.
في الروندا الرابعة تايسون ينسحب من المباراة بسبب إصابة في الركبة متاعه. إصابة عمل عليها عملية بعد 4 أيام من الماتش. صحيح البوكسور كيف ما كل رياضي معرض للإصابات، لكن برشا نقاط قالوا إنه عدم اهتمام تايسون بالتمارين وزيادة الوزن متاعه كانوا سبب أساسي للإصابة هذه.
Felt that you could win this fight, but even you weren't really sure. You didn't know what the outcome was going to be, were you?
No, I was sure all along. That's why when you interviewed me, I was so relaxed and so confident. I was sure I was going to win. You know, because people forget this ain't the peak Mike Tyson.
في الروندا الرابعة تايسون ينسحب من المباراة بسبب إصابة في الركبة متاعه. إصابة عمل عليها عملية بعد 4 أيام من الماتش. صحيح البوكسور كيف ما كل رياضي معرض للإصابات، لكن برشا نقاط قالوا إنه عدم اهتمام تايسون بالتمارين وزيادة الوزن متاعه كانوا سبب أساسي للإصابة هذه.
You felt that you could win this fight, but even you weren't really sure. You didn't know what the outcome was going to be, were you?
No, I was sure all along. That's why when you interviewed me, I was so relaxed and so confident. I was sure I was going to win. You know, because people forget this ain't the peak Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson coming from backstage, about to enter center stage for the 58th time in his tumultuous 20-year career.
وبعد 11 شهر من راحة رجع تايسون مجددا للرينج باش يتنافس مع كيفن ماكبرايد، والمرة هذه مش فقط حبا في الملاكمة لكن أيضا بحثا عن بعض الأموال اللي لازمته باش يحل مشاكله المادية الكبيرة. ونهار 11 جوان 2005 نهار ما يتنساش في تاريخ مايك تايسون. تحبوا تعرفوا علاش؟ تفرجوا معانا في كاو.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the MCI Center here in Washington, D.C. as it's time for the featured bout of the evening, and it's all brought to you by Raging Promotions, the Stuckey Group, PMG Boxing, and Showtime. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing and a heavyweight special attraction. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Washington, D.C., it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing tartan trunks, fighting out of Dorchester, Massachusetts, by way of Cronus, Ireland. He weighed in at 271 pounds with a record of 32 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. He has 27 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the heavyweight champion of Ireland, known as the Cronus Colossus, introducing Kevin McBride. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, really needing no introduction the world over, wearing black trunks and hailing from Catskill, New York. His weight already 233 pounds, his record 50 wins, 5 losses, 2 no contests, with 44 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the youngest man ever to hold the heavyweight title, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the one and only Iron Mike Tyson. Once again, Joe Cortez is our referee in charge, 10-round scheduled bout.
Yo, I want everybody out. All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Punches here are good, punches here are good. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
The mammoth McBride towering over Tyson, who as usual looks cut and fit. It seems the Tyson camp always tells us Mike will take his time, be patient, not rush in. He'll slip, move, counter, show his skills. But how many times have we actually seen that as Tyson usually pounces at the bell? You may have heard of Kevin McBride, but you probably never saw him fight. The old joke is don't blink. Although McBride insists he'll shock the world and KO Tyson, but that expression just doesn't carry the same significance it once did. The referee, here we go. And it's McBride throwing first and missing. And immediately looks to tie him up.
Well, for once, they told us the truth. Mike Tyson didn't run out. In fact, he's staying on the outside. That isn't to suggest he's not going to get very aggressive, but he's kind of staying on the outside, biding his time right now.
You'd think McBride would want to tie Tyson up.
Hold him,
push him back, avoid his power, of course. Try to get past 4 or 5 rounds and hope Tyson tires.
A lot will depend early on Joe Cortez. Will he let the McBride kind of work on the inside? Will he let him tie up Tyson? How quickly will he come in? He's coming in very quickly.
Hold on. Take your time. Go hold him, all right? Let's go.
Well, that's a quick warning from Joe Cortez for holding to Kevin McBride.
McBride's trainer, Goody Petronelli of Marvin Hagler fame, told us their plan is to keep Tyson at the end of McBride's jab, get Tyson as he's coming in with the left or right uppercut, which was an effective punch for Danny Williams against Tyson last July.
Mike Tyson is fighting an odd first round. It's really interesting. Even the punches he's choosing to throw are odd. I don't think he's worried at all that McBride will hurt him. He's picking an odd choice of punches. There's a left hook getting ripped in.
A long left by Mike Tyson.
Here's something else Mike Tyson's doing, and it might not hurt him tonight, although he's getting hit on the inside. He's squaring himself up to McBride. Making himself a very inviting target. It's interesting. I don't know that McBride can take advantage of that, but somebody else might.
Hold it out, get off.
Tyson missing with the right. From Tyson's camp,
get the hand off the head.
we're told they want rounds to build up stamina.
All right, bring up,
Tyson fatiguing is ludicrous. That fatigue had nothing whatsoever to do with the loss to Williams. It was 100% because of the knee injury. Over the top comes McBride. And then the right uppercut.
Bring up.
McBride's landing those nutty clubbing right hands that he throws. And the danger for Tyson is that one of those will hit on the tempo, as I've seen McBride's punches do before. And then the power doesn't have to be so dramatic to hurt you.
Kevin McBride,
bring up. Hey,
continues to hold and hit.
Let me have a break. Let's go.
It's been a competitive first round, not artistic, but competitive.
Final 10 seconds of the first round. Many thought it would be over by now.
All right, time.
Breathe and relax. That's all. There's no rush. We can do 10 of these if we have to. There's no chair. Breathe and relax. Come on.
So Mike Tyson has to get up and get to that big 6'6" McBride, missing with the left hook. Not going to the body that much in round one, though he did get there a couple times. There's a hook that just glances off the face of McBride, thrown in an odd manner. Tyson is still throwing a lot of arm punches. Now, there were moments in the last round where the body work was effective. There he throws on the inside. Look how he's squaring himself up, though, against McBride, making himself really a pretty easy target. But McBride...
Well, without question, Kevin McBride, who's never fought on this level, certainly not in awe of Mike Tyson. Off the lunging left hand by Tyson. Now he holds back.
Those left hooks are so wide and so sweeping and such arm punches. You know, I mentioned in the keys, Tyson doesn't want to keep throwing those arm punches. That's what he's doing.
All right, hold. Bring up, clean.
Not an easy job for Joe Cortez. Referees, no matter how much experience, always tested in various ways in a Tyson fight. Biggest hope not to be a factor.
You know, McBride's plan, part of it was to land an uppercut as Tyson came rushing in, but Tyson hasn't really rushed in that much. Now, the McBride jab has actually kept Tyson kind of at bay. He's landed some pretty good jabs.
That's what he said he wanted to do, as he now ties Tyson up and rolls a couple of rights along the chin.
Tyson not working on the inside. What's being thrown is being thrown right now by McBride. So a very passive round and a half or so for Mike Tyson. Of course, he has the kind of power that can change that instantaneously.
McBride that continues to lean that big body on top of Tyson, hoping that could be a factor as time wears on. Maybe tire Tyson out.
I don't want you guys holding. Let's go.
Body shot by Tyson. But McBride unfazed.
Holding inside.
Now, obviously, in terms of hand speed, Tyson has the edge here. He's not throwing a lot of punches. McBride, not a very quick puncher.
All right, break out clean.
And yet, he's been able to land McBride when he does throw. And that's part of the defensive liabilities we've seen from Tyson.
There's a low blow by Tyson. Getting cautioned by Joe Cortez. McBride right back to it.
It's the uppercut from McBride. It's not a big powerful punch, but he can get it in.
McBride basically fights one way forward, but slow. Not a lot of movement, mainly punches one at a time. He does have power.
Let him out.
Now, things could change, of course, but to this point, if this is Mike Tyson's way of getting rounds, by just kind of standing around, you have to wonder if this will help him in the long run. And if you're not a boxer and you're a puncher, it's hard to be in this posture and make rounds look good.
McBride landing on the inside there as he ties Tyson up. 2 of the books.
How do you feel? Oh, this guy, listen, we got this guy. That's the best he's got.
Mike Tyson throwing wide sweeping hooks. I mean, that's, you know, wide open to be countered. Nice uppercut on the inside. And again, the hook, mostly an arm punch. And McBride making him miss. This is the left hook downstairs that Tyson throws that was definitely low. Yep, that's below the belt line. And Joe Cortez giving him a warning. You have to assume that if that happens again, a point might be deducted. Now McBride wants to land this uppercut. Now it's not a great punch. That's holding and hitting there by McBride. And there's that clubbing right hand and the uppercut. Because it's a maul and brawl Tyson.
Tyson comes out with a little more flair here in round 3.
Joe Cortez better look out. He's losing control of them on the inside. And they're big men to handle.
McBride trying to lean on Tyson, as we mentioned, use his weight advantage whenever the fighters clinch. And he gets in a short right hand.
All right. Kevin McBride, as you can see, hardly a textbook puncher. Doesn't throw punches correctly all the time.
Tyson, if you notice, keeps biting his glove. His left glove.
Oh, watch your hands. Watch your hands inside. Watch your hands inside, guys. Come in with the head.
Something he used to do as an amateur. Long time ago. Is he reverting to old
Stop
habits?
right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Good, good. That's good. That's good.
Well, we're into round 3, and so far, certainly an artistic effort. Is Mike Tyson biding his time? Is he just attacking the way he needs to get Kevin McBride out of there? And how much credit can we give to McBride for hanging in there?
And again, McBride goes to the tactics of tying Tyson up.
That is hooked by Tyson. His best punch of the fight.
He momentarily got free and unleashed the left hook and got it home. Past the halfway point of round 3.
Break out clean. Let's go, let's go.
Tyson with a ripping hard uppercut. McBride continues to stand right in there and take it.
And you know what Kevin McBride's doing that's very smart? Look at how close he is to Tyson. Remember, Mike, he's smother and survive. And he knows that.
Tyson holding up, biting his left glove. Body shot.
McBride's breathing pretty heavy as well. So the fact that he might get Tyson into the 5th or 6th round hardly guarantees him of a victory. And Tyson is doing most of the effective punching what's being done. Right
don't hold him, my man. Don't hold our head. Let's go.
McBride pulling the head down of Tyson, getting warned by Cortez.
You know, Danny Williams, who is a much better technical fighter than McBride, was able to land the uppercut very effectively on his side. McBride is throwing it, but it's just not accurate.
And Tyson continues to swing and miss.
All right, break out clean, sit back.
Body shot by Tyson. One and done.
All right, time.
3 rounds complete.
Breathe. We've done 6 or 8 rounds before, Mike. There's not a problem at all, champ. Just breathe for me and listen to me, Mike. Mike, we've got to come back with the second punch. If the right hand misses, the left hook will land. If the right hand hits him, the left hook will land. We've got to throw more than 1 punch. I know you're right, champ. Breathe that, champ. Breathe that straight for me, Mike. Breathe that. That's it.
Mike Tyson using the jab, which has been not very effective throughout, and there's McBride saying, okay, come on. You know, he's unintimidated at this moment, Kevin McBride. You can say that for him. And on the inside, McBride just kind of mauling him, and that's the best left hook probably Tyson has thrown in this fight. Unfazed, at least for the moment. What you saw there, really, Steve, was this fight in microcosm. A kind of rough and tumble, inartistic effort by both men. Nice right by Tyson to start off this round.
Tyson punching with more evil intentions now to begin the fourth.
Now, McBride's doing the right thing. He's getting up, curling up in a ball and getting as close to Mike Tyson as he can. That's the right thing to do to get through that onslaught. For whatever it's worth, Kevin McBride strategically is doing the right thing, and that may extend his shelf life in this fight.
Yeah, it doesn't make for an exciting fight, but look out as Tyson with a borderline shot then.
Wow, another low one.
McBride looks to hang on. The shots now landing with a little more regularity and harder and cleaner by Tyson.
Good body work by Tyson. Some not legal, but some legal.
Banging to the body.
Oh! And the head used by Tyson. Well, the old Tyson's not completely gone, is he?
He bites the glove and comes around with an overhand right.
Now, if McBride gets through this onslaught, it'll be very interesting to see what happens in this round and this fight. This is the part where Mike Tyson has decided, I want to go after him.
Tyson looking to step and turn, but couldn't fire because he got tied up. McBride with the jab. Tyson missing, but banging with the left hook to the body.
Break out clean.
McBride better be careful as Tyson has some distance and leverage.
Mike Tyson is a mess defensively, but it doesn't matter in this fight. McBride not able to counter him as well as he might.
All right, break out clean.
Under a minute, round 4. Scheduled for 10.
The body work of Tyson has been very, very good in this round, though, certainly, and that could have some big impact in the next round or two.
All right, break out clean.
Tyson looking to end matters on one punch, but that right hand did not have full impact.
All right, break out clean.
Remember, Kevin McBride, a whopping 271 pounds, 38 pounds more than Tyson. That's a big difference, and when he hangs all over Tyson, it could have an effect on Tyson if the fight goes deep. We're going to a 5th.
Breathe. Water, Tommy.
Beautiful 1-2, Mike.
It's okay. Now listen to me, Mike. You know when you throw the right hand in the body? You hurt him with it every time. The right hand in the body. Breathe. Sit up, take a breath. Breathe out.
Deep breath.
Now listen to me. The right hand in the body.
He's asking for body work from Tyson, and that is one of the things he's done well in this bout, at least in spots. That was a good right hand downstairs. And for a little while in that round, it looked like that body work was really getting to Kevin McBride. Now on the inside, for the most part, there's the use of the head by Tyson, and he is a master at that. And then here comes the left hook and the head alternately. And Tyson is a very tough inside fighter.
Round number 5.
Well, you know, good right by Tyson. Tyson last reached the 5th round 3 years ago versus Lewis, and McBride hasn't been past 5 since 2003, so both men heading into territory they're not used to recently.
Tyson also going to the forearm tactic, you may have noticed.
That's a good left hook downstairs. You know, if McBride had better technique, Mike Tyson would have been hit with a lot of punches tonight, but he doesn't.
He is a lumbering giant of a heavyweight hanging in there. against the former champion.
And I'll tell you, when he gets on the inside, McBride's able to land those little short right hands. How much damage they could possibly do to Tyson remains to be seen, but he's getting those punches in.
Tyson, though, showing that obviously a shell of himself.
So far, yes.
Take a look at the press row scoring. Kind of interesting. George Willis from the New York Post has it even through 4.
I have Tyson ahead by 2 points, but you can make a case for the even scorecard very easily.
Right hand to the body by Tyson.
Tyson is throwing some good shots down there. There's no question. There's the McBride jab landing, and you can land a jab against Tyson. Williams did it. God knows we saw Lewis do it.
Almost too easy.
Those little clubbing right hands on the inside still getting in by Kevin McBride.
Tyson biting the left glove, standing there, no movement. Just a target for McBride. And he's landing rights on the inside, comes across with the left that grazes him, a right uppercut on the inside by McBride.
This was the game plan for McBride, and for the most part, it's keeping him in this fight. And right now, look at a stationary Mike Tyson, not throwing too many punches.
And McBride popping shots off Tyson's head, and Tyson is starting to look weary. He has slowed considerably.
Sure has. And now McBride from the outside able to land punches. Well, we saw this against Danny Williams, and look when he throws punches, he throws just arm punches, kind of squaring himself up. Tyson does, and a big uppercut on the inside by McBride. That was the best punch he's thrown in this fight.
A right hand by Kevin McBride that had to instill a lot of confidence. Now he goes to the body and back upstairs. Kevin McBride controlling the pace.
Mike Tyson's in trouble in this fight right now. He better come back.
Final seconds of the 5th round. An alarming moment for Tyson and his camp.
Breathe, Mike, breathe. Breathe and listen to him.
Sit forward a little, Mike.
Mike, don't put... Mike, you don't have to punch if you're tired. Hold him, tie him up. Just put in and just hold. Be smart, Mike. Don't give him the shots in the middle. The shots we're smoking about. Breathe. Breathe.
Well, a rugged round from Mike Tyson. That was a terrific right hand to the body, and another one by McBride. And once he got Tyson on the inside, he landed some very good uppercuts. A punch that we know you can get in, and he was going to rely on. Good work by Kevin McBride, and just as important, I think, he leaned on Tyson. He sapped his energy by putting all 270 pounds on him, holding him against the ropes, and making a very fatigued Mike Tyson head.
Well, in the past, one punch power would bail Tyson out. It looks like he may need. Tyson throwing it all out there, jumping on McBride. McBride doing the wise thing and tying him up. And look out!
He's trying to break his arm again.
We've seen this before, and McBride injures his left arm.
Hey, come here. Come here. Mike, I don't want any rough fighting with the arms, you understand? You too, I want a clean fight. You hear? Let's go, time in.
Remember the Tyson-Francois Botha fight when he messed up both his arms.
We're now in an area where Tyson is very frustrated.
And now there's blood around the left eye of McBride. All of a sudden, a cut opens up. It looks like it's over the left eye.
That came, I believe, from a clash of heads. Whether intentional or not, that's another question.
Two-point headbutt. Two-point headbutt.
Joe Cortez says he's taking 2 points from Tyson.
what he's going to do with it.
And that's a dramatic turn of events if they have to go to the scorecards.
So an intentional headbutt.
Let me see it. Let me see it. Come on. Send your hand. No, you can't work on the cut. You can't work on the
Johnny
cut.
Petronelli, trainer Cutman, wants to work some more on the cut. 2:20 remaining in the round, and Tyson trying to end it right here. So what a sense of urgency on both sides.
Tyson using his head again on the inside, and now complaining to Joe Cortez. Now, if this fight is stopped, they should go to the scorecards unless Tyson would not, if it's stopped because of the cut.
So Tyson reverting to roughhouse tactics here. It's an awful round for Mike Tyson. And a right hand upstairs.
A real conundrum for McBride. He wants to stay on the inside, but the roughhouse tactics with the head and everything else are making him not want to be on the inside. It's up to Joe Cortez to really take control now of this fight, and it's a tough one.
So this has really gotten dramatic here now in round 6, midway through. And Joe Cortez really has his hands full. Right hand to the head by Tyson, but McBride undaunted, showing his heart and landing with those lefts. But those shots not as powerful, of course, as Tyson.
Remember, 2 points deducted from Mike Tyson in this round.
Less than a minute remaining, round 6.
All right, bring right there.
In a fight that has shifted dramatically, McBride landing the uppercuts from close range. Things have turned for McBride. Tyson too far away, a right uppercut, 2 right uppercuts landing by McBride on the chin.
And those were delivered well. Those were delivered with him bending at the knee, and they had some power.
Kevin McBride, a journeyman, is making Mike Tyson look like a third-tier heavyweight. 15 seconds left in the 6th round.
And if McBride actually wins this round, it would be a 10-7 round.
Not a knockdown. McBride just pushing Tyson down. And he's having difficulty getting up.
He wants Joe Cortez to help him.
He can barely make it to his feet at the bell.
That was a push. That was a push.
Obviously a push.
That was a push.
Tyson totally disorganized.
Hey, come here. Come on. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Will you? Look at me, will you? Close your eyes.
Well, an eventful round to say the least. First, Mike Tyson twisting the arm of...
It's over now. It's over. Kevin McBride is the winner. Mike Tyson quits on his stool. For the 7th round, it's all over. Kevin McBride has defeated Mike Tyson. A stunned crowd here at the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. as journeyman Kevin McBride defeats Mike Tyson, who quits on his stool.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 6. Upon suggestion of the corner, our referee in charge, Joe Cortez, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, the Clonus Colossus, Kevin McBride.
I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys. Looking at my parents, I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
بعد 6 روندات رفض تايسون انه يرجع يكمل الماتش. تايسون اللي عمره ما خاف قدام حتى منافس خير انه مسيرته في عالم الملاكمة المحترفة ما توفش بطريحة وبكاو، وخير تايسون الانسحاب باش يحافظ على صورة وعلى اسم تعب عليهم سنين، ويرفض انه يتهانوا. وكان نهار 11 جوان 2005 هو تاريخ اخر مباراة رسمية في مسيرة مايك تايسون في عالم الاحتراف، مسيرة بدات نهار 6 سبتمبر 86. هذه كانت حكاية مايك تايسون والبوكس، حكاية جمعت فيها برشا حاجات: الفقر، التعب، اليأس، لكن أيضا العزيمة، التحدي، المنافسة، والقليب اللي ما يموتش. صحيح مايك تايسون ملاكم تختلف حوله الآراء وبرشا ينقدوه وينقدوا تصرفاته والعنف الكبير اللي خرجوا على الرينج في ماتشواته، لكن يبقى مايك تايسون أسطورة كبيرة في عالم الملاكمة. وهذه بعض من الأرقام والألقاب اللي تأرخ لمسيرة ايرون مايك. في مسيرة انطلقت نهار 26 سبتمبر 86 وفات نهار 11 جوان 2005. حقق مايك تايسون 5 ألقاب عالمية في الملاكمة للوزن الثقيل، مرتين بطل العالم للوزن الثقيل WBC من 22 نوفمبر 86 ل 11 فيفري 90، ومن 16 مارس 96 ل 24 سبتمبر 96 مرتين بطل العالم للوزن الثقيل WBA من 7 مارس 87 ل 11 فيفري 90، ومن 7 سبتمبر 96 ل 9 نوفمبر 96 ومرة واحدة بطل العالم للوزن الثقيل EBF من 87 ل 11 فيفري 90. طيلة مسيرته المحترفة اللي دامت تقريبا 19 سنة لعب تايسون 58 مباراة، ربح منهم 50 ماتش، منهم 44 بالكاو، وخسر تايسون مرتين، وبقاو 2 مباريات ليه دون نتيجة نهائية. تم اختيار تايسون من طرف مجلة رينج ماجازين كملاكم السنة 3 مرات، أعوام 86 88 و 1996، كيف ما تم اختيار لي كاو اللي طيح بيهم تريفور بيربيك عام 86 ومايكل سبينكس عام 88 كأفضل لي كاو. وهذه كانت حكاية مايك تايسون الملاكم في كاو. في فيديو الأسبوع وقبل ما نختم حكايتنا على مايك تايسون واللي عشناها طيلة 9 حلقات من كاو، حبيت نعرفكم أكثر عليه وعلى مايك تايسون الممثل، لأنه كيف ما كان متميز في الفن النبيل، لقى تايسون زاد روحه في عالم الفن السابع وحتى في عالم الفن الرابع. وتبقى أشهر مشاركات تايسون في الأفلام ظهوره في فيلم هانغوفر في جزئيه الأول والثاني. والتاريخ مسيرته تعاملت برشا أفلام وثائقية على مايك تايسون، هذه مقتطفات من أبرزها.
I'm an extreme. If I have to live at the top of the world, I also have to live at the bottom of the ocean.
Heart of your blood, your spleen, your liver.
وفي عام 2012 قدم تايسون على الركح في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية وان مان شو بعنوان Undisputed Truth، حكى فيه على حياته وعلى مسيرته. وهذه كانت قصة مايك تايسون، الملاكم، المقاتل، المحارب، الفنان والإنسان.
I was the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. Always angry and fighting. Losses. How did this happen? At the time I had no idea what I was getting myself into. This is my story, my mistake.
استناونا الجمعة الجاية في عدد سبيسيال من كاو باش نحكيو فيه على واحدة من أشهر قصص الحب في تاريخ البوكس، حكاية إديث بياف ومارسيل سيردون. الجمعة الجاية في كاو.